PM, August 17, 2016. I call the work session of the Borough of Hawthorne Council to order. Roll call, please.
Bennett.
Here.
Lane.
Here.
Matthews.
Yep.
Neely.
Here.
Sinning.
Here.
Checky.
Here.
Ricola.
Here, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the annual schedule of regular meetings heretofore adopted and posted on the public bulletin board at the municipal building, emailed to the Hawthorne Press, Herald News, the Record, the Gazette, and all persons who have requested the mailing of such schedule, and a copy of said schedule has remained on file in the office of the Borough Clerk from and since November 19, 2015. We have a couple items for the work session tonight. If everybody is amicable, we'll have the order to do his report, and then we can, if it's okay, we'll close the work session, go right into the regular meeting. We have some appointments tonight.
Sounds excellent.
Okay. At this time, I'm going to ask Robert Swisher, our auditor, to make his comments on the 2015 audit report. We do have a resolution.
The regular.
Our 15616 is receipt of the 2015 audit report. So, Robert, I'll turn it over to you.
Very good, thank you.
You're very welcome.
You know, each year we're engaged in an audit, and our audit is required to give you an opinion on your financial statements. You have a clean opinion this year. It's an unmodified opinion. There are no comments and recommendations, so there's going to be no corrective action plan required. Recall in past years when we had recommendations, you have to do a corrective action plan to say how you're going to correct the problems. This year we found no problems that need to be corrected. And we've been here probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years now, and it's been a couple that we did find in the beginning have been all taken care of. Overall, the borough is in really good financial shape. Your surpluses went up from $4.1 million to $4.5 million this year, which is very good for the size of our borough. And it's a very opportune time for that. You're going to be selling bonds shortly, and as I've said a couple other times when I've been here, that's one of the big things that have your surplus very healthy and in good shape when you're going for a bond rating.
Dominic screwed up.
The borough's rating is AA2 right now, which is a good rating to begin with. But with the way the surplus is going, it'll be interesting to see what the rating comes in at this time. You know, I can't guarantee you're going to get an upgrade because of, you know, the borough is fairly well built out and stuff like that, so it's hard to add new ratables and things like that. But all the other triggers for the rating agency, the borough is looking very good right now. I'll bet you one thing about the audit, one new thing in the audit report this year is there's this GASB 68, it's the accounting mumbo jumbo for the unfunded liability of pensions. Okay, this unfunded liability, I'm sure you've read in the papers all over, but it's been there forever. But somewhere along the line, they decided, well, we should disclose this in our audit report. So what the state of New Jersey did is they said, okay, here's the pension, and here's this, you know, huge number, then they allocate it based on an actuary, what Hawthorne's portion of it is. It doesn't affect our financial statements at all, doesn't affect our bond rating at all, it's just being disclosed in the audit report. So if you do go through the report, you'll see a bunch of extra pages in the middle of the report that talk about that, but that's really the only change from prior years. I'd be glad to take any questions, if anybody has any questions in particular about the audit report or anything, you know, about our audit process or anything like that.
No problem. Anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I do, John.
Go ahead, John.
With regard to the statement that you made as far as new ratables are concerned, over the past, I'll say 6 to 7 months, the planning board and/or the Board of Adjustment have approved different projects in the town pertaining to ratables.
Yes.
Those ratables will probably come online sometime in the year 2017.
Yes.
And that eventually would also help us with the bond
Absolutely.
sale.
Yes, you know, what will happen is when we go for the upcoming rating, okay, there'll be a call with the rating agency, and Eric will have all this information available to let them know. What they're looking for, are there any like huge developments that are going to radically change? You know, when you get some of these towns that are, you know, especially like in the western portion of the state where they have all this open land, well, you can put in a huge development, you know, a huge business community, it could radically change. Having those is good, and that'll help you maintain your good rating that you have right now. When they see there's new ratables coming on, things like that. But nothing, I don't believe that any of those are major.
They're not.
Major.
No.
You know, so, you know, obviously, as the rating goes up, you're spreading the tax base over more people. So that's a good thing. That's what the rating agency are looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Anybody else have any questions?
No.
If not, Robert, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Okay. All right, as I said, if you have anything for the agenda, for the work session, I should say, that can't wait for the meeting. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the work session.
So moved.
Made by Witecki, seconded by Sinning. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We're adjourned, and welcome back, everybody. It's still August 17th. It's 7:05. I call the regular meeting of the Borough of Hawthorne Council to order. Roll call, please.
Bennett,
Still here.
Lane,
Yes?
Matthews,
Here.
Neely,
Here.
Sinning,
Here.
Witecki,
Present.
Rotolo.
Here, please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by the annual schedule of regular meetings heretofore adopted and posted on the public bulletin board at the municipal building, emailed to the Hawthorne Press, the Herald News, the Record, the Gazette, and all persons who have requested the mailing of such schedule. And a copy of said schedule has remained on file in the office of the Borough Clerk from and since November 19, 2015. Approval of minutes. Approval of minutes for the regular meeting of July 27th and the bid minutes for the Longview Tank, Antenna, and the Mary Street Generator. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Made
Second?
by Matthews, seconded by Witecki. Any discussion? Roll call.
Witecki.
Yes.
Sinning.
Yes.
Neely.
Staying. I wasn't here, I don't think. I wasn't here, right?
Matthews,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Bennett,
Yes.
Rotolo.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Public comment. I'll now open the meeting to the public. If anyone desires to be heard, please raise your hand to be recognized. Come forward to the microphone. State your name and address for the record. This is on agenda items only. Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion of the meeting.
So moved.
Made by Bennett, seconded by Witecki. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Adoption of ordinances. Ordinance number 216816. An ordinance to fix the salary, wages, compensation of the employees of the Borough of Hawthorne, County of Passaic, in the state of New Jersey. Public hearing. I will now open the meeting to the public. If anyone desires to be heard regarding ordinance number 216816, please raise your hand to be recognized. Come forward to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Anyone wish to be heard? Seeing no one, I entertain a motion that the public hearing on this ordinance be closed and that it be resolved that this ordinance was posted on the bulletin board on which public notices are customarily posted, published in the Hawthorne Press, and available on the borough website. Copies of said ordinance were made available to the general public. Now therefore be resolved that this ordinance be adopted and the clerk is authorized to advertise the same according to law. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Made by Bennett, seconded by Witecki. Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Bennett,
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Matthews.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Sinning.
Yes.
Witecki.
Yes.
Rotolo.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Old business. John Lane, we'll start down your end.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
As in the past couple meetings, I've asked Eric a number of items, and I just wanted to thank him. He got back to me with all the items, and thank you, Eric, for getting back to me. That's all I have.
Okay.
I'm already tried.
Bruce? No. Frank?
Thank you for cutting the tree down on Victor Place. Residents very happy.
Eric did not cut it down.
I heard you were out there with a chainsaw, but thank you.
Impressive.
Now we're gonna work on the stump grinding, but that's no emergency. Thank you.
Gary?
I have nothing.
Joe?
Could we have an update on Congress Textile?
We've given notice to the property owner regarding weeds, which they're being taken care of. And unregistered cars have been removed. Garbage has been removed from the property. The Passaic Valley Sewer is going to be doing a cleanup of part of the brook area by the end of the month. And there's some garbage near the south end of the building that's going to be removed by this weekend. So,
Excellent.
okay.
All right.
They have a tenant, Porporino Landscaping, who came before the planning board, said he's in charge of all the maintenance of the exterior for landscaping.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I obviously would not hire him, but that's what they've said when they came to the planning board.
Okay.
Anything else, Joe?
Yes. Any update on Goffel Road Supermarket? And that would be the interior as well as the
The
exterior?
business is obvious, is closing down. All the perishable food has been removed from the premises just recently. All the vehicles removed. There is a trailer belonging to a company across the street, which we've notified them they have to get moved.
Because there's now two.
Oh, there's now two. Okay, as of
Yesterday.
yesterday, I think there were, well, when I got my report yesterday, there was one.
There's a white trailer and a black dump-like trailer.
Okay, well, we'll check both of them. And they said debris has been cleaned up, and the owner is going to be installing no parking signs in the lot to try to keep people out. And we did issue a number of fines in July and August, and they paid them August 4th, so.
All right, and the enterprise property that's not mowing their lawn? It's on the south side of the parking lot.
I'll have to check on that.
Both sides needed the grass to be whacked.
Okay,
The homeowner that owns the house, southeast side of the property.
okay, I'll follow up on that.
Thank you. That's all for old.
Okay. New business, Joe, we'll stay down by you.
All right. 194 Lafayette Ave, the two missing trees.
We didn't remove them. I've referred to the county, I don't know when they disappeared, but it's on the county road, so they could have done something, so.
All right, could we add them to the planting list? But, you know, it's just mind-boggling in front of Dr. Nitty's office is a missing tree.
Okay.
It was a new tree, too. We had just planted it.
I don't know what happened.
All right.
Okay.
And then recycling pickup has been incredibly early. I mean, ungodly early.
They have been told in no uncertain terms that that's not acceptable.
5:45 a.m. is
I absolutely agree, not acceptable. 7 o'clock will start.
perfect. Thank you.
I'm guessing they may have tried to beat the heat, but it's still too early.
At least they're picking it up, but
No, I hear you.
it
but
is too
When
early.
you hear all the bottles and glass,
No, I don't disagree. I'm thinking that's probably their rationale. is
Cardboard's
trying
one
to beat the
thing.
yeah, pick up the cardboard early.
heat. Anything else, Joe?
No, sir.
Gary?
I have nothing.
Frank?
No, sir.
Bruce? No. Dominic? Nope. John?
Yeah, Eric, under new business, I know the county on the Lafayette and Goffel Road did some excavating in the roadway at the intersection.
What address?
Goffel Road and Lafayette, in the intersection by Nissan. I mean, they patched it, but it's really not, I assume it's just a patch and not the final patch.
Well, I'm sure it's not the final patch, because they'll do a temporary, and they'll come back several months
Okay,
later
as
for
long
a
as
final.
we keep on them, because
No, we'll keep on the county to keep on them, because
that'll be fine.
it's county road.
That'll be fine, thank you.
If you're going to call the county, if you could just mention the one on Lafayette Ave as well,
Yeah.
by Maitland.
Right, I know that, it's not, I'm sure it's not to the point where they would expect them to do their final patch, but I know there's an issue about the
If
current
you're on the
condition.
phone, I'm just asking.
Yeah, okay.
Anything else, John?
No, that's it.
Okay. There's no other new business. Time for the administrative agenda presented by Mayor Goldberg. Mayor, you're up.
Thank you, Council President. I have nothing. No. The police department's first National Night Out was held on August 2nd. I think it was a success, was well attended by the community. There are plans next year, maybe to make it bigger and better, so stay tuned. But for a first time out, I thought it was a great success. Our summer rec program ended at the end of July. Again, the summer rec continues to be a great program for the youth of Hawthorne, and the counselors did a great job, and apparently no one died, so we call that a success. Leadership Camp is happening this week at Lincoln Middle School. The graduation ceremony, well, we call it the culmination ceremony, will be on Friday at 1 p.m. Every year, this program grows and continues to be quite successful. Numerous members of our police department present a phenomenal program, and the program's success is a testament to the fine young men and women of the borough and their family. I want to thank the National Guard. They landed a helicopter on the newly paved playground, so we didn't get sandblasted like we usually do. But the kids love seeing the helicopter come in. I want to congratulate the Bandshell Committee on a successful program last Sunday evening. The numerous musicians who volunteered their time helped raise money and awareness for autism. I'll leave that to the Bandshell Committee Chairman to report more details. Also, the next event at the Bandshell will be on August 25th, local bands Fat Bone and Soul Runner. Couple of reminders, the Hawthorne Pool has changed its hours from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., with adult swim from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., and the pool closes on Labor Day at 6 p.m. The Classic Car Show at the Farmers Market is on Sunday, August 21st. Hawthorne Day is on Saturday, September 24th. Vendors and sponsors can find forms on our website or at Borough Hall. There's another Borough Shred Day scheduled for Saturday, September 10th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Residents are limited to 2 boxes of grocery bags. In April, there will be the regular scheduled Shred Day. This is just a bonus Shred Day for those people who want to shred some of their records. This year's 9/11 ceremony will be held on Sunday, September 11th at 6:30 p.m. Our guest speaker this year is Assemblyman John Bramnick, the Assembly Minority Leader. Also that evening, the Amy Soto Quartet will be performing, so please join us for our annual candle lighting and prayers in remembrance of 9/11, and this year, of course, is the 15th anniversary of 9/11. I do have some appointments this evening. First appointment by the mayor of the Borough of Hawthorne is the Register of Vital Statistics. By virtue of an authority vested in me as mayor of the Borough of Hawthorne, I hereby appoint Carol Chamberlain as Registrar of Vital Statistics of the Borough of Hawthorne to fill a term of 3 years until her successor shall be appointed and qualified. This is advice and consent appointment.
I'll accept the motion to record.
Second.
Made by Lane, second by Witecki.
Excuse me, it's not to record, it's to approve. It's advice and consent.
I'm sorry. Motion to approve.
So moved.
Still made by Lane, second
Come
by
on, I
Witecki.
beat him.
He was a little slow. Any discussion? Roll call.
Bennett?
Yes.
Lane?
Yes.
Matthews?
Yes.
Neely?
Yes.
Sinning?
Yes.
Wojciechowski?
Yes.
Rutillo?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, come on up. Ralph, we're gonna give you the Bible. What I always tell people is the television camera's there. So if you wanna be recognized, you have to face the camera. Can I ask you to place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Carol Chamberlain,
I, Carol Chamberlain,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the
of
Constitution
the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the
of
Constitution
the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and I'll bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments
in
established
the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and will perform the duties of
and will perform the duties of
Registrar of Vital Statistics
Registrar of Vital Statistics
of the Borough of Hawthorne,
of the Borough of Hawthorne,
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly,
and justly,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Ralph can say retired now.
Council President, I have another advice and consent appointment. The appointee is not here tonight, but I'd like to get your consent, and we'll swear her in privately. Appointment by the mayor of the Borough of Hawthorne of the Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics. By the virtue and power and authority vested in me as mayor of the Borough of Hawthorne, I hereby appoint Phyllis Woolridge as the Deputy Registrar of Vital Statistics of the Borough of Hawthorne to fill a term of 3 years and until her successor shall be appointed and qualified.
I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Made by Sinning, seconded by Witecki. Any discussion? Roll call.
Wojciechowski?
Yes.
Sinning?
Yes.
Neely?
Yes.
Matthews?
Yes.
Lane?
Yes.
Bennett?
Yes.
Rutillo?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Council President. Next, I have a proclamation, so I'm going to call up the police chief. Nice to see you in court not testifying.
Good luck with that.
Same principle, camera's there. Okay, it's a drive sober, get pulled over 2016. I know a lot of you were waiting for this proclamation. Whereas approximately 1/3 of all fatal traffic crashes in the United States involve drunk drivers. Whereas impaired drivers crashes cost the United States almost $50 billion a year. Whereas 27% of motor vehicle fatalities in New Jersey in 2013, the last year for which computer data is available, were alcohol related. Whereas an enforcement crackdown is planned to combat impaired driving. And whereas the summer season and the Labor Day holiday in particular are traditionally timed to social gatherings which include alcohol. Whereas the State of New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic and Safety has asked law enforcement agencies throughout the state to participate in the Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over 2016 statewide crackdown. Whereas this project will involve increased impaired driving enforcement from August 19th through September 5th, 2016. And whereas an increase in impaired driving enforcement and a reduction in impaired driving will save lives on our roadway, now therefore be it resolved that the mayor and council of the borough of Hawthorne declare its support for the Drive Sober, Get Pulled Over 2016 statewide crackdown from August 19th through September 5th, 2016, and pledge to increase awareness of the dangers of drinking and driving. It's signed by me, and I present it to you, Chief, on behalf of the borough.
Starting tomorrow.
As long as I'm standing here,
Before next meeting.
I have yet another appointment. By the virtue and authority vested in me as mayor of the borough of Hawthorne, I hereby appoint Tyler Slutmaker as a police officer of the police department of the borough of Hawthorne for a 1-year probationary period, term effective August 17, 2006. 16.
16. Entertain a motion to record. So moved. Made by Witecki, seconded by Bennett. Any discussion? Roll call.
Bennett.
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
Matthews.
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Sinise.
Yes.
Wojciechowski.
Yes.
Rotolo.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, Tyler, come on up, bring your family. Anyone else who wants to be on television? Come on up.
Show them where the camera is, man.
Oh, I will.
At least they forgot.
Okay, it's been a while since I said that. The television camera is right over there, so you want to make sure everybody gets to see you. Okay, Tyler, I'm going to ask you to place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Tyler Slutmaker,
I, Tyler Schumacher,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
and I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments
in the
established
United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and will perform the duties of
and will perform the duties of
police officer
police officer
of the police department
of the police
of
department
the borough of Hawthorne,
of the borough of Hawthorne,
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly,
and justly,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. You don't have to worry about it.
Straight up.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Now we stand up.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Welcome aboard.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Welcome aboard.
Mayor, at this time, you'd like to give the option of those who are bored of listening to you at this point?
Yeah, I think we'll give a break for those people. Bruce.
If the family wants to leave and take pictures and have some fun, Go right ahead. You don't have to sit through the, but you're more than welcome to stay. It's a lot of fun.
I'm up to that. Just saying.
Ralph, you're going to have to stay though.
Really? Seriously? Ralph, I thought of all people, you would at least.
Congratulations. I thought the balloons were for us.
You want me to put the thing on the door? John, you want me to shut the door?
Just contain the noise.
Just put the sign on, Michael, when you close the door.
Oh, then there were 2 or 3.
Who's here to take pictures? Pictures for the property. He will.
Was it?
No guy. This guy on
2 playing 3. Michael, you have a short report?
Can be.
He wants one home too. You playing golf yet? That's what happens. You know what? We'll keep that.
They know. I've never been to that. I just don't need to. Even the institute, I don't even know. These my people are people I know.
It's funny. The
Time to
get
continue?
restarted.
Okay, I just want to spend a minute to talk about the audit and the job that our CFO and Director of Finance does in getting our books together. She is home resting because she's recovering from a fairly severe injury, but as banged up as she is, she manages still to come in to make sure that things that have to get done for us get done. I know she was very proud of this audit, and I just want to publicly thank Mary Jean for her effort in making sure that we do the right things financially. She and Eric do a great job and on the borough finances, and I'm grateful to both of them for the hard work that they do. At this point, I call upon my borough attorney, Michael J. Pasquale, for his report.
Thank you, Mayor. Congratulations to the Sloopmaker family and to, it's a great family in Hawthorne, and also to Mary Jean and Eric on their audit. Affordable housing continues to be an issue that all of us are trying to figure out. Last time we were here, I reported that Judge Wolfson in Middlesex County issued a 100-page decision which largely sided with Dr. Kinsey and the affordable housing people and attacked the consult and the municipal side. A couple of days later, Richard Redding, who's a special master in Ocean County, issued a report that largely found the reliable data was that presented by eConsult and not Dr. Kinsey, and that he actually felt constrained that because of existing law, he couldn't take an even stronger stance in support of the municipal side and eConsult. What he ultimately concluded is that Dr. Kinsey's numbers are overstated by 60%, which is a very substantial margin. He also felt eConsult numbers were understated, but largely because they were relying on data that, while probably the most accurate, wasn't what the law called for them to use. So he threw a lot of questions in there, but the bottom line is there's now a third path. There's the eConsult path, there's the Kinsey path, and there's Redding somewhere in the middle. We don't know where the judges in Ocean County are going to go, but again, it's a moving target, but we're working on it. So it goes. Tax appeals, tonight you have in front of you settlement of a tax appeal for the Matar properties, which are the properties that are basically known as Macalusos. And there were 4 properties under appeal for 5 years, so it's 20 separate cases. We settled all of those with a refund of less than $15,000 in taxes on property that generates over almost $300,000 a year in tax. So it's a very, very favorable settlement when you consider we moved 20 cases. What our auditor said tonight is true. As we keep showing a very stable tax base, as we keep showing that our rateable base is not shrinking, but in fact remaining very stable, it really will help us in the bond sale. So that's good, and I hope you'll all support that resolution. Lori and Vanessa are still working to produce results on our vacant and abandoned property. Today, Vanessa compared the list of properties we have that we received notices of foreclosure in against the county list of properties in foreclosure, and found 4 properties that are in foreclosure that are not on our list. So she is now writing to those banks saying, you have a legal obligation to let us know about foreclosures, and by the way, if your property is vacant and abandoned, you need to register there too. I spoke to Walt Marston last week. He and Pete Vandervelde are going around inventorying our vacant and abandoned commercial properties, because now that we've gotten to a point where Lori and Vanessa are fairly caught up on the residential, it's still a lot coming in, but really we're in a good position there. We're going to start attacking the commercial properties, and they too will have to register, pay fees, and do whatever is necessary to start cleaning up their properties. So we're going to continue to put pressure on people who have vacant and abandoned properties, and you know which properties we're talking about. Not properties that are in use and not looking so good, but vacant and abandoned properties, meaning Pan Chemical, meaning the former Decker Dodge dealership. Those are kinds of properties that we need to see put back into productive use, and this ordinance is intended to do so. So again, congratulations to Vanessa, to Lori, to Walter, to Pete. They're really doing a great job with trying to give life to this ordinance. Last thing I want to report on, of course, is the band shop. We had 2 events since we last met. First of all, we had a film night. It was our second film night. We had over 250 people attend to see Toy Story. The highlight was, of course, that the Boys and Girls Club had characters, Buzz and Woody, appear. And if you saw the little kids, when they jumped up and saw Buzz and Woody and went running, some were afraid, of course, but then they slowly moved towards them. But pictures were taken. I got my picture taken with Buzz and Woody, of course. But it was really great, and it was a really nice night and a good turnout. So our movies, both of them, have been well attended and went well. Sunday night was a real challenge. We had a lightning storm hit at 6:45, and at that point, we didn't even know if we were going to be able to go forward. We had about 20 people sitting on the lawn waiting for 15 volunteer band members to start to perform. We hung in, and by 7:15, when it cleared up, people started to descend on the place. We ended up with over 500 people attending to watch 15 volunteers, 11 of whom are Hawthorne High School graduates.
We didn't verify that, but we think they were.
They
right?
all
went to
graduated,
Hawthorne.
one of them with really high GPA. All of them are graduates. Oh wait, Mark Sloopmaker still here?
He's
Yeah, he was one of them. No, we had people from classes 75, 79, 81, 91. We had a whole lot of people. We also had Judge John Miola singing, who did a great job on Roadhouse Blues. We had some transplants from town, and then the highlight of the show was the Palouse Children. If you didn't see it, you can now find it on YouTube. They were phenomenal. Anthony Palouse is autistic. He's 12 years old. He played drums like you cannot believe, so much so that my brother, who works at the Hard Rock, tweeted it out to Judas Priest, because he did a couple of Judas Priest songs, expecting that we're going to hear back. We got 80 hits already on his performance and retweets. So now I don't know a whole lot about tweets and retweets, but I understand 80 plus retweets is a very good thing, and it's just growing. We're not viral yet, but we're getting there. And Bella, who's only 10, she weighs 60 pounds, and she sings with a voice that's hard to imagine comes from that tiny little body. So it was a great night. Johanna is here. She'll speak to her end of it. But again, I thank everybody who came out to support us, and mostly thank Terry Civilello, Terry Marr, from Terry's Main Street who donated blue hair ribbons, who put the bands together. Thanks to Lisa Sloopmaker, who was my right hand through this whole thing, and we're kind of herding cats with 15 divas on stage, and she and I had a challenge, but Lisa was phenomenal, and she's a real asset in our community as well. So thank you to everybody who attended, and it was a great night. And that, Mayor, concludes all of my reports.
Thank you, Michael. Next, not a look-alike for Stephen Boswell. We think he's better looking than Stephen Boswell. Borough Engineer Mike Kelly.
Thank you. I would just like to touch on a few projects going on in the borough. The DPW building, the contractor has submitted costs for the project and is currently negotiating with electrical and plumbing subcontractors to see if we can get better pricing. For the 2016 road program, the striping, the remaining items are striping and some minor punch list items, and they're being addressed at this time. The 2015 road program, it's my understanding that the Mountain Ave corrective work will be performed in September. For Brain Ave, the DOT closeout documents have been completed, and I've recommended that we submit them to DOT, even though there's the issue with the Transportation Trust Fund. Might as well just get it out of our office and down to DOT, and I'm sure nothing will be done about it until the Transportation Trust Fund gets ironed out, which is hopefully relatively soon. For the streetscape project, Gannett Fleming will be scheduling the pre-construction meeting. It's my understanding that they have not scheduled the pre-con meeting at this time, and we continue to call them to get that moving forward. For the water system generators, bids were received for the Mary Street natural gas generator on August 11th. Cooper Electric Supply Company was a low bidder at $24,698. Our estimate for this work was slightly higher than that. We recommend the award to Cooper Electric. We're recommending the award tonight upon certification of the CFO and the review of the bids by the borough attorney. The library HVAC system, Reiner will be delivering the O&M manuals this week. They are going to return in the fall for the heating system startup. And then there are still some minor punch list items they need to address. The Prescott Avenue Rehabilitation project, the application has been submitted to NJDOT for that project. And for Rock Road improvements, bids were received. However, it's my understanding that that project's on hold until the Transportation Trust Fund is resolved. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Michael. Last but certainly not least is our Borough Administrator, Eric Mallon.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to offer my congratulations to Tyler Sloopmaker and my thanks to Mary Jean Hewitt for her financial leadership that produced that clean audit for 2015. As has been noted, we're preparing for our bond sale, which it's going to take place in September. There will be legislation provided to the council for action at the first meeting in September, setting forth the structure. We've been working with our financial team to come together with a maturity schedule that works for the future. I will be distributing some information to the Finance Committee to start with and see if they want to meet on that. One of the things we're looking at is since we sell bonds every 4 years, we get a bump up in bond service, debt service each of those 4 years. Except usually we pay something off a year or two before that. Looking way down the road, which we try to do, we don't have anything being paid off before we'd have a 2024 bond sale. We do have a big drop-off before the 2020 bond sale, so we're structuring these bonds to create a drop-off, pay more heavily up front, to reduce the amount of interest we pay later, but also, and it fits in since we've had this big drop-off in a couple years, so that we have a notch to stick debt service in for the 2024 bond sale. So we're looking out not just for our capital program long-term, but for our debt service, so that there's no big surprises for whoever's sitting on the council in the year 2025.
You're still going to be here, Richard?
Yeah.
Gary will be here.
We're also looking at that we have some bonds that are callable in 2018 for the last 7 years, that we believe we will have accumulated enough money in our reserve for payment of debt service, which generally we use annually, but we should be able to call them early and avoid some 4 and 5% interest, on that bond issue. There's no action required at that time, but we've structured our other debt service around the assumption that we're going to be able to do that, and that's something that I think that action alone saves a couple, like over $100,000 in interest that we'd be paying by using money that's sitting in the bank earning essentially no interest, but we would use it to pay off bonds that are paying interest. So we've done some careful financial planning to minimize any surprises in the future and also lower our costs. So just that's the actions you'll be taking on the 17th. We'll be taking all that into on the 7th of September. We'll take all that into consideration. Our end of season survey for pool patrons will be underway shortly in the next day or so. That we collect information from our patrons to help guide us in management of the pool going forward. I'm working on a bids for a new contract for purchase of diesel fuel, since we have a 5-year contract that's expiring. And following up on what Mike said about the streetscape project, the federal processes as administered by the state are very detailed and comprehensive, and things we have to comply with. We've put together a bunch of information they asked for review that they need to see before they approve our having the pre-construction meeting. We'd actually tentatively scheduled it, but then the state told us you have to get us this documentation first. So we have submitted it to them, and we're waiting for them to say go ahead with the pre-construction meeting. And also following up what Mike said about the Mary Street generator, there's, in addition to the award of the generator contract, there is a change order to the Post and Kelly contract for the generator project to get the site ready to accept that permanent generator, putting a pad, getting the gas connection, and doing the electrical work for that. So that's Resolution R-16016 on your agenda tonight. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Eric. Council President will be glad to answer any questions.
Thank you, Mayor. John, we'll start on your end.
Okay, thank you. Eric, the other night at our Public Works meeting, you had mentioned that the startup also would include the load shedding with regard to the testing of it. In the bid specs that we received here, it just says furnish, deliver, and startup of emergency generator. The testing is also included in the price?
For which one? For the 30 kilowatt generator
For the one...
For the Mary Street.
For the Mary Street one.
I'd have to check. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And then the other question that I had was, Michael, last meeting we had asked Steve to, he was asked actually by a resident with regard to some improvements on Brain Ave, and do you know if any of those were addressed?
I'm going to have to check, and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, John.
You're welcome. Dominic?
Eric, the streetscape, how long to be detained, you think?
I don't know. I'm hoping by next week they give us the go-ahead, we can have the thing, and so we can start work at the beginning of September and get it done.
And our generator will be hopefully this year yet? You think Mary Street meets?
Yeah, it should be, yes. We have to get delivery on it, and I don't know, remember what the required
Public
delivery
service will
time.
have the gas ready for us too? you
Yeah,
think?
that we've already gotten that underway with PSE&G to get the gas line up there. And then now we have, so there's three pieces: the generator itself, the change order with Post and Kelly to get the site ready and to actually install it, and then the PSE&G to bring the gas up. So all those things are underway. Or will be after
Thank you,
tonight.
John.
You're welcome. John, you got something else?
Yeah, Eric, just one thing on this streetscape. Presently and over the past, we've had holiday lighting, holiday ornaments, etc. Is there going to be, I know there's electric receptacles on the top of the poles. Is going to be, we're going to be able to continue with the holiday spirit, so to speak?
I think so. I mean, I'd have to,
I'm
it's not
just
something I've specifically looked at, but we can look at it, and it would probably require some, or take some different kind of decorations than we've used, because it's a different kind of
Because
They
fixture.
make the wreath, I guess, that goes around.
Yeah, and
That's-
on the poles, yeah, on all the poles, there's a 110-volt receptacle
Right.
that's already there from the manufacturer, so it'll make it a lot easier for us, but I was just curious, that's all.
Okay,
And I forgot to ask you the other night.
okay.
That's it, thanks, John.
Bruce? No. Frank?
Eric, really old business, I forgot to bring it up, is did we order the signs for Valley Street that resident requested?
Yes, the sign for Valley Street, the no parking for streets sweeping has been installed. We had done curb painting as was requested. There was one car parked where we couldn't get there, so I think there was a notice put on. I don't know whether we got back to finish that curb, but.
Thank you. That's it, sir.
You good? Gary?
Mike, but now that this, we're kind of in limbo with the money for the transportation tax, are they not, now that the law expired, they're not collecting any money? Or are they still collecting the amount, the percent that they used to? Or is the money just going to the general revenue now?
In terms of reimbursements?
No, the money that normally goes from the gas tax that they collect and goes to these projects. Now, that law has expired apparently, right? And they have not, I guess they haven't renewed the law at all.
Right.
Have they stopped collecting in the meantime, or?
Don't count on that.
Yeah, like, well, where's that money going? It's not going to theirs.
I don't know if there's a holdover where it's, I mean, it's clearly still being collected.
Yeah, the tax is collected, that's for sure.
I think that's a good question for the governor as far as where it's going currently. I don't know if there's a holdover where it still goes to the Transportation Trust Fund for the remainder of the year. I don't know. But it's clear that it's still being collected. I think that's a good question as far as where is it going to.
Yeah, they haven't lowered the price of gas, so,
Right.
because they're still collecting the tax. So.
Right. So I imagine that it's still going into the Transportation Trust Fund, but the fund is essentially expected to be bankrupt relatively soon.
But if you're not spending any, they won't run out of money.
Well, you still have bonds, I think, yeah.
This doesn't affect this part of the project, though. This is last year's project, right? Our streetscape.
No, the Streetscape is a federal project that's not affected by the Transportation Trust Fund. Our Rock Road project
Right.
is a fund that's funded through the Transportation Trust Fund. That's the one that's on hold with us.
That's all I have.
Okay, Joseph?
Yes, if by chance you could send me the information about the water that I had requested at the last meeting.
Okay.
From Ridgewood Water and what is now Suiza?
Suez.
And then
I
I
could
just
send it to all of us.
Yep, we do that.
I just want to give a huge thank you to the Band Shell Committee. I think you guys did an amazing job. It was my first time being home to watch, and I have to say I was amazed. I truly was amazed. It was a great time. But I also would like to just point out that Anthony did an amazing job. Anthony, the drummer, just rocked. He
How about
truly
Bella?
did. Pardon?
How about his sister? She did pretty good too.
I-
Oh, boy. You know?
Thank you, John.
Just trying to help you. Just trying to help you.
Digging that hole.
But lastly, I do know that there were 3 volunteers that donated some funds to make sure that the bandshell area was sprayed for mosquitoes. So I just want to, I know they wanted to remain anonymous, but I do want to say thank you to those 3 volunteers. That's all.
Okay. If there's nothing else for the administrative agenda, I'll accept a motion to record the administrative agenda. Made by Bennett, seconded by Mealy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. There are no ordinances for introduction this evening. We do have some resolutions. Consent agenda, R-155-16 through R-60-16. R-155-16, Borough of Hawthorne payroll dated August 5th, 2016. R-156-16, receipt of the 2015 audit report. R-157-16, tax refund from state appeal reductions. R-158-16, tax appeal settlements. R-159-16, award Mary Street generator. R-160-16, change order for Poston Kelly. I'll entertain a motion. So moved. Made by Witecki, seconded by Matthews. Any discussion? Roll call.
Bennett?
Yes.
Lane?
Yes.
Matthews?
Yes.
Mealy?
Yes.
Denny?
Yes.
Witecki?
Yes.
Riccardo?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Reports of special council committees. John, we'll start on your end.
Thank you, John. I really don't have a special report for a committee, but I would just like to make mention of something that was in the newspaper on the 4th of August, and that is, it's a name dropper, and Hawthorne's farmer makes inroads. It's about John Brockheisen and how John and his family basically farmed in Hawthorne many, many years ago, and I think it was a very good article. I just wanted to make mention of that. I was shocked when I saw it pertaining to Hawthorne, so, you know, it just stuck out, and
It's still on northjersey.com and click Hawthorne.
it was a real good article, and in the paper, it showed a picture of his family farming. It was just a real nice article, so. I'm sorry? The Record. That's all, John.
Okay, sir. Dominic?
The only thing I'm gonna say is that the person who took care of the spraying at the band shell was all done organically, so there's no chemicals involved, and nobody's allergic, so that's all I'm saying. Thank you, the person who did it.
Bruce?
Yeah, the Public Works Committee met on Monday evening, and most of the topics we discussed have already been addressed by either the engineer or Eric, including the Mary Street generators, the road program, the streetscape project. One item that wasn't covered is Eric is diligently working now, our financial guru here, on proposed water utility bond ordinances in the next coming years, next couple of years, to basically provide security and safety upgrades for our water system, including things like security cameras at the tanks and wells, new security fence at the Longview, shut-off valves at the South Station, chlorine monitors, and of course the painting of the tanks, which is being mandated that we do. So there is really nothing set firm yet. He is starting to run numbers and seeing how we can do this with minimum financial impact on the borough. So we are working on that, and I'm sure when Eric gets it all the ducks in a row, we'll have more to report on this in detail. But we are working on it.
Good. Frank?
Chamber of Commerce would like to remind everyone that the Classic Car Show, as the mayor alluded to, is this Sunday, August 21st. The Fishing Derby is September 17th, and the Green Fair is Sunday, September 18th. And as usual, the Farmers Market is every Sunday as well. And they want to thank the 92 people that completed passports for the Find the Bee contest. And hopefully everyone had a good time. That is it.
Okay. Gary?
I have nothing.
I have nothing.
Yeah, nothing? I don't have a committee report, but I'd be remiss at this point if I didn't take a moment to wish our borough attorney a belated birthday.
Well, it's a whole month, so it's
It was August 9th. He does celebrate the entire month of August. So,
Thank you.
I won't say how old he is. He's a young man yet.
He's 55.
But
Used to say speed limit.
I'm sure your mother would like to announce, since you announce her age every
Yeah.
year.
My mother turned 21 years older than me 3 days before.
Nice, nice. So, happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you, John.
We have no correspondence, but we do have bills. Motion to approve the bills and forward to the treasurer for payment.
So moved.
Made by Mealy, seconded by Matthews. Any discussion? Roll call.
Witecki,
Abstain on the fire department, yes on all others.
Sinine,
Yes.
Neely.
Yes.
Matthews.
Yes.
Lane,
Abstain on the fire department and the ambulance corps, yes on all others.
Bennett,
Yes.
Rucola.
Abstain on Downs Tree Service, yes on all others. Public comment, oh, sorry, Lori. Public comment, I'll now open the meeting to the public. If anyone wishes to be heard, please raise your hand to be recognized, come forward to the microphone, state your name and address for the record. Seeing no one? Joanna Burke. What a surprise.
Good evening. Oh, I don't have to sign in today?
Yeah.
Awesome.
We know where you live.
So Mike, happy birthday. I didn't know it was your birthday.
How did you not know? Everybody
Because
sees
you're
it.
not on Facebook,
No,
I
I
think.
know. It's
Okay,
like-
so I took care of Facebook for promoting our concert, and I just want to say how wonderful it was, what a great event it was. I want to thank the mayor, the town council, all the volunteers and musicians that volunteered their time, especially Anthony Palouse and Bella Palouse. You know, Anthony lives with autism every day. Autism is a spectrum disorder that goes from the very low functioning to the moderate to the very high functioning. And it took a lot of time for him to learn all those songs and play them and sing them. And a lot of time was put into that by his parents, and I just want to recognize that because it is not an easy task to do. And he is simply phenomenal. He gives all of us families who live with autism hope every day that maybe someday our child can achieve things like that. And I just want to say a huge thank you to Mike for organizing this whole event. We were able to fundraise over $1,400 Sunday night. And what an amazing accomplishment that is, because with that money, Fight for Autism, which is my New Jersey 501c3 nonprofit, we will be able to give every penny back to a family living with autism in northern New Jersey, be it for respite care so that the parents can get a break and go out for dinner by themselves once a month, buying them iPads, communication devices, paying for evaluations or anything that a family needs. So again, I want to deeply thank you from Fight for Autism for thinking of us, because truly we thank you from our hearts, and Aiden thanks you.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joanne.
Anyone else wish to be heard? Seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion to close the public portion of the meeting. Made by Lane, seconded by Matthews. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Made by Witecki, seconded by Bennett. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. The next regular meeting of the Municipal Council is Wednesday, September 7th, 2016. School goes back in on Tuesday, September 6th, so drive safely, everybody. And work session begins at 7, regular meeting immediately thereafter. We are adjourned.